Ed from Pinball Mayhem here, showing you one of my latest projects. Pickup I just got. It's a Chicago Coin band box, strike up the band, and it's already in pieces. If you can see the reel, the short that I posted, you can see it playing when I first got it. The problem is the bottom board, even though it looks good, it was just bad structurally. This corner, the other corner as well, and because this entire thing hangs on I call it like a Jeep hinge, like a removable door hinge. So the whole thing's hanging on just one side and it's latched on the other side. So all the weight for the band box, and I think it weighs, they say 80 pounds, I don't know if that includes the back door or not. So you got this entire thing is hanging here. So the bottom is a box, and that's the strongest part. And that's where when the corners start giving way and the glue start giving way, because it did have water damage, I could tell. Every single nail I pulled had rust on it. And you can even see some here, these are the speaker bolts. Those have rust on them. So there definitely was damage. And that piece measures exactly 1/2 inch thick. I ended up going with 5/8 because modern plywood is a little thinner. So if I got a modern 1/2 inch, it'd be too thin. 5/8 is probably 1/16 too wide because it's shorter, it's narrower than normal. But being that this is important for strength, I'd rather have a little extra strength here. And so therefore I put a chamfer on the edge. I did this though, replace the board without ripping apart the entire box. And the reason for that is I did not want to do a full restoration or do a rebuild. And once you start tearing into it, you realize, well, you're going to rip that piece. You're going to want to replace that. No, I actually, this was an older restoration. It's been restored about 40 years ago. And it's a deluxe model. So let me just show you a little bit of the backside. The deluxe model has the trim here, supposed to have the CC bandstands. And I guess you're actually asking where the action is. That is over here. I removed it, put it off to the side. It's supposed to have 2 carriage bolts, looks like 1/4 20 on the sides. Here, I'm gonna put wing nuts on them. And where's the other one? The other one's right in there. So I'm gonna put those carriage bolts back in with wing nuts. But now the entire action, this sits on 4 little stands. So the weight of this is actually pushing on 1/2 inch plywood. I'm gonna show you on the back side where that goes. So to remove that, well, I'm still working on it. So to remove that action, you can see it sits on here, here, here. That's where that carriage bolt will go, and here. This side was horribly cracked. I still got a nail to punch down, but this was really cracked, and this was all destroyed, not structural. This piece was separated. The other side was separated from the top board. So I removed those actually, left the nails in, and I used the nails to locate it and put fresh glue, put 2 parallel clamps with some boards and some protection so I didn't mar this. So always put a board down when you're clamping. And I clamped the crap out of it and glued it, and I left that set for 2 days. Now, originally, somebody had used 2x4s, you can see an outline on the other one, to give some additional strength, but these were not underneath this board. They were actually right here, trying to give strength to the bottom of this bolt, I think, because this bolt is part of the prop rod for the top. So they put it all the way over here, but it didn't support this. And so that allowed this bolt, this loosened up because you couldn't get to the screw on the bottom. And then this had collapsed and cracked, especially because this is the far side from the hinge. And so therefore I decided to put this just slightly to the left of that. So there still has structure, it's not that far, but this is a dowel. I got an 1.5 inch dowel poplar, painted it before I put it in because once again, I'm not fully disassembling this. That's why you can see there's some fresh glue and original parts and paint. It's not painted because I have to have something for the glue to attach to. Same for over here. But I did want to paint the front edge because I do want the inside painted, even color. I want it to look decent, but I don't want to get paint accidentally on this because as the light shines through in a darker environment, you can see it pretty nice. I'm actually putting some LEDs, 1 watters in here. That's about the same as those 7.5 watt incandescents, just to give a little bit cooler, a little bit better amp draw. So that's why I put these on the corners to supply some support to the action so that it's not pushing down. Now, I kept them outside of this area, but they are close to it. So that's gonna, so nothing will hit that. Same on the right, it'll also allow airflow, and the 2x4 was also blocking the light, so you get a shadow back on this area. So therefore, putting this in is a little bit more elegant, and it didn't take much. Now, this support wedge was missing. I had to remove that. Now, when this was painted, someone used a lighter gray paint. You can kind of see it up here. I took this piece out and I color matched it. So now the color going in is going to be the same. Now this is going to get repainted. I'm not going to repaint this side, so I'm just going to make a line, go around, paint the back of this board, and paint the bottom again. So I've been painting it as I've been going. I wanted to get this installed because I didn't want it flying around and breaking. I wanted to be careful with it. This is the, I measured it, it's like 34 volt AC, but I'm thinking it's a 24 volt. And I know this screw is Phillips. I'm going to actually replace that before I call her. I'm going to go find a flathead in my old screw pile, pinball or whatever that matches that one. So I put this one, this only powers that relay, and which powers the motor that goes. The motor is for the drapes. The drapes open. Curtains. So and off to the right here you have binder block. Now that's not screwed down, because when I'm done today, I'm going to push this out of the way and give a coat of paint on everything. And you notice I got some scratches here from installing it. That's fine. It's just one coat of paint so that I can start assembling it, because I want this to look original. I don't want to paint on here. This is paint on the bottom. And yes, that is a nail in that fuse holder. I lost a fuse. I threw that in there just for the video so you guys can see some light. That's just laying in there just so I can show off the lights. And another interesting thing, this uses Lumline bulbs. These are, I believe, the 60 watt, the little bit longer than the 40 watters, and it uses 3 of them. There's one there and there's one on each side. So I'm gonna make sure I stockpile a couple of those, or look for an LED equivalent that's reasonably priced. And this is how the curtain is attached. So if I ever wanted to make a different curtain, I could just take this out, have someone sew me up another one, and hang her in. It's a little bit long, it just drags a little bit. I don't know if that's a problem or not. But that is the new board. It's super structural. This joint is actually as tight as I could get it. The entire thing used to wobble when you moved it. And it was just like the front was crinkling the entire time. I do have to put this aluminum strip back on. That's another reason why I pre-painted it, so that next time I lay it on its back, I'm going to put that on. Somebody put, no, that's a Phillips head screw. I'm going to put I got some oval head screws. I'm going to put all flathead or slotted oval head screws in this whole thing. And here as well, somebody actually put these horribly ugly button heads, and they're just way too big. So I have to fix the screw holes in there, because that's going into the original board, not the new plywood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up laying it on its back and take the rest of these screws out of this metal piece, and then I will drill this out to 1/4 inch, throw a dowel in there, cut it off flush, and then I'll put this back together with the proper screw right away. And that's going to hold it really nice, and it's going to look good and tight. So going back here, you can see the lights behind the strike up the band. It's in pretty good shape. I'm pretty sure this was replaced when it was restored probably 30-40 years ago. The top is, from what I can understand, original. You can see it kind of slipped down a little bit here. I'm going to try to reposition it without damaging it if I can. There's a little bit of damage on the cardboard back here, so see a little bit of movement there. I'm going to maybe see if I can do something about that without getting too aggressive. And that's about it. I believe this is the original aluminum. I believe someone put this on here. This is not original. It's supposed to have 2 ribs on it, I believe, as well, like the top. It's supposed to match this, but I don't know where those are. No, I'm not going to cry about it. And that's pretty much it. Let me show you the top. You can see it has a gear motor and switches that detect end of stroke just to keep it going. So when you press the play button, it's going to actuate this relay, and then the lights come on. You can see on top it opens, and then it'll stay open as long as it is playing, and then now that it's not playing anymore, nothing's holding that relay in, it's going to close and then the lights turn off. So that is kind of a in-depth look at band box and pieces. I will do another video when I have a little bit more together. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more of this content.